progressively continue to get fucked. And it blows my mind, to be honest with you. Certain insurance companies brought in net close to $12 billion last year with a B. And when I purchase insurance, you would expect that they take your money that way in case something happens. The other person's made whole. Like, that's what we're sold. That's why insurance is mandated. We're mandated to pay these insurance companies so that if you have a wreck, whether it be accident or negligence or stupidity or whatever reason, that insurance company will then make the person whose property you damaged and make medically themselves whole, the other person whole. Not the case. It's not what they do. They just deny and delay, right? They try to push you into a corner where you
store online for details.
They push you into a corner where that you're forced to, for lack of a better word, to take what they're offering, because they know, unless it's $1 million car that was totaled, they know that a lawyer doesn't want to take on that case because there's not enough money involved. It's all about money. Never principle, all about money. So, May the 14th, I emailed So I had a whole long conversation with the adjuster, I guess it's the district manager in Nashville. And I record all this shit when I have phone calls with them, because I know that, they're going to come back and say that they didn't say this, or, they're going to come up with some bullshit. So luckily I do that, because so on the 14th, I had a conversation with him. I recorded it where he said he needed, so I sent him 3 pictures, screenshots of, what they call likables. That's the word they used. It doesn't sound right, but that's the word they used. He said, and they're clearly Facebook Marketplace pictures. And in the conversation, I say, well, okay, I'll go onto Facebook and see if I can find, 3 more. Okay, do that. Send them to me. Send me the links, and we'll get this worked out with Mitchell's. Okay. So I go on the marketplace. I find 3 links, and he admitted in that conversation also that there's no truck that's going to be comparable unless somebody's right in the middle of restoring it, and because we've done a lot of work to that truck. I mean, a whole lot of work. And there's other shit too. There's a whole bunch of shit to it. So, which we got another $3,000 receipt, so that stacks onto it. But not that it matters. He wanted me to send it to him. I'm like, why? So you can add $50 to whatever you're going to give me? I mean, what the fuck does that do? It doesn't do shit. And the insurance industry is becoming an industry of fucking you. And that's all it does. I'm to the point with it, I want to call my insurance company and ask them if I was to have a wreck, how they are going to go about evaluating what the worth of the person's vehicle was. Because if you had a loan on the vehicle, they pay it off. Because normally no vehicle is as valuable as a loan is. But if you don't have a loan out on it, they're going to try to fuck you every way they can. They're going to, give you a rental, and they're going to take it away and act like they did some huge favor by letting you have a rental for X amount of time. And it's absolutely insane. So the 19th, I get an email back. Now, like I told him today, I'm like, you can tell by talking to me, I'm probably not the kind of guy that checks my email every day. Why? Because I'm not sitting in the fucking cubicle trying to bullshit people into taking money when we owe more. I see, and you want to know how much progressives bullshits people? They netted $11.7 billion last year with a B. Because most people, the insurance company says it's worth X amount of dollars, and they take it. Well, most people don't, have the kind of money wrapped up in just the parts, and then we got into this truck. Not even counting the labor side of it, like all the hours of labor of multiple people. Me and my kids, it was blown apart for a whole winter, for like 6 months, completely torn apart. So I talked to the guy today, and I finally want to tell him. I said, you know what? I pray the day when you're gone, every large corporation spends day after day fucking your wife and your daughter. That's what I hope happens, and it will happen. I said, the industry as a whole is nothing but thievery. That's all it is, and you're a part of that, and it's fucking sickening to see what you guys do to people. And like I said, my buddy, I've said this before, my buddy had a deal with him, and he had an almost identical experience, except he was actually insured by him. But he had a very similar experience with them where they were just like, fuck you, take it or leave it. Well, I would rather go to court. Not that I trust the system, but at least they have to spend the money, right? Go to court and walk away with nothing before I would take $5,000 for my truck. Listen, you couldn't have gave me $20,000 for my truck before that shit happened. I would have told you no every time. Sorry, I don't want it. I could jump in it, I could drive it anywhere. I never had to worry about it breaking down. It'd pull anything I needed to pull. It'd go anywhere I needed it to go. What's also funny in that same phone call, because I was just listening to it, because I said something I wanted to make sure that I had said it, because there was no problem with Facebook Marketplace links before. Oh, now magically, after telling me that to send the Facebook Marketplace links, they don't accept links now. It's got to be a dealer, because only dealers cost matters. And he's like, well, they can put it on Facebook Marketplace for those that want. That doesn't mean they're going to buy it. And I said, yeah, they can put it on a retail lot for whatever they want. That doesn't mean somebody's going to fucking buy it. I was like, that can be said about anything that's being bought or sold. I said, but when you see that everybody is selling it for this amount or around this amount, that gives you a clue that that's what the going rate is for it. But I wound up getting so pissed at him, I just hung up on him. He's like, yeah, well, I don't think we're going to come to an agreement. I said, well, apparently not, and hung up on him. But it can't drag out forever. And they're supposed to do something within 30 days. So I think what I want to tell them is the next step is to tell them that I want them to find me a truck of like quality and kindness, and we'll go from there. And I mean, there's no trucks in the Cincinnati area on a dealer lot. That's another problem. They're not on dealer lots. You can't find them. You can't find them on dealer lots. And then they have to have, like, you know, all of their stipulations. So you're not, you know, so it has to have around the same mileage. It has to be the exact same year, optioned exactly the same way, basically. And I mean, it's hard enough to find that shit on Marketplace, you know, where you can search the whole country at one time. I mean, I guess you could find it on a dealer lot, but you know, it doesn't. He understands, because he told me he did, that, you know, he has a truck that it's invaluable to him. And I'm like, you know, you could have all the insurance in the world on it, but if somebody else hits you and their insurance company accepts liability for it, there's then no reason to turn it into your insurance company so that you take the hit for it, and then you have to pay for it in the long run. You know, yeah, sure, we could turn it into the insurance company. It's got full coverage on it, but then you got to pay for it in the end. They say that you don't, which is total bullshit. Now, there are some companies that have like accident forgiveness where they won't charge you more. But if you're not insured with one of those companies for whatever reason, then you take the hit on it, you wind up paying the money back to begin with. It's just like you know, you're getting a loan. Well, we're going to give you less amount of dollars for it, and in the long run, you're going to pay us back 4 times as much. Howdy. So that's kind of where it's at with the truck. And that's you know, what progressiveness is, I guess. When you a lot of their voicemails say at the end of them, they say, "Have a progressive day." Like, "This is Nick from Progressive, blah blah blah. I'm not here right now. My office hours are from 8 to 4 Central Time. Leave your name and claim number and a brief message, and I will give you a call back. And have a progressive day." And, you know, like I've told multiple of them, if like we wanted to compare our days to Progressive, we'd light the world on fire and fuck everybody over. That's what we would do. But I mean, like, that's what happens when you have so much money. You can influence politics to then create law that is guaranteed to benefit you in a monetary way. And then there's no laws that are created in the other direction to help you. So tomorrow I'm going to get on the phone and call the insurance commission in Kentucky, let them know what's going on, make them aware of it. Try to find an attorney, which I already know they're going to want money up front and shit, which again puts you on they put you on a spot to where, you know, 90% of the population or more can't afford it. You know how many people in the country can afford to put up $5,000 for a lawyer today? More not than can. I promise. More not than can. And that's how they get over on you. And I'm sorry, I'm just not going. I'm surprised they haven't tried to get arbitration already. But even in arbitration, I'm not obligated to take what the arbitration people say. So, I don't know. I'm trying to get some advice from my attorney, my criminal attorney, see if he knows anything about it or knows somebody that does, or which he probably doesn't know much about it, knowing him, and see what the next step is. But in the meantime, you're just out, you know. As I told him, like right now, you know, I'd be using it to haul firewood and logs and shit. And even the rental truck I had, you know, without a specific trailer, you can't do that with it. And it wouldn't go, he admits all kinds of shit in that phone call. He admits that it won't do or go, or it won't do the things I need to do. Now, this is a 2026 Duramax, four-wheel drive crew cab. It won't go or do the things I need it to do. Um, and that's an $85,000 truck. So you're trying to tell me that my truck's worth, I think, $6,500 is what they're up to now, for something that will do what we need it to do and go where we need it to go. But a truck that costs $85,000, you admit won't do what we need it to do. You admit that it won't go where we need it to go. But somehow our truck's only worth $6,500 and that one's worth $85,000. Make that make fucking sense. And it doesn't make sense. I'm thinking about just fucking starting to bash them on every social media platform. I think that calls enough to bash them, and then maybe do like do some video and tie it in with it. Just like the basic points before and after, because it pisses me off, man. And it's not even about me. It's about how many people that rely on their vehicles to do whatever it is. Everybody buys a vehicle for a reason. That gay dude right there who's got that SUV it's Equinox. Yeah, he's definitely gay. To do whatever gayness he's doing, and it's a rechargeable one. That makes it even doubly gay. Double gay. That guy over there's got that extended cab Chevy 2-wheel drive to do whatever he needs it to do. And just like with the Tesla person over there, and the Chevrolet half-ton guy right here, Honda Civic next to it. Everybody buys a vehicle because the vehicle is ability to do what they need it to do. It's a tool. So if you're saying that this thing is worth 85 grand, that will do, or won't do what we need it to do, when that's all we're worried about is what it does. Especially, like I said, I've given them, I just added another 3,000 in receipts, and I'm still close to oh man, I'm still close to probably 3,000 short in receipts. So that would bring up just parts receipts. That would bring it up to $17,000, and that's just since the transmission's rebuilt, and in the last 30,000 miles. And they're trying to say the truck's only worth $5,000, $6,500. If she was to keep it, it'd be $5,000. It's a fucking joke, man. I mean, I'm so aggravated with it. I just want to call and cancel my insurance, because there's no point in it. There's literally no point in it. If you can't, buy what was taken from you, then they're not even compliant to their rules. So there's rules they have to follow, but the rules aren't exactly law, the way I understand it. I guess you could sue them, and that involves getting an attorney, which they'd have to sue them for the delaying part of it, and maybe that's a route we'll go. I don't know. And then sue them for the property damage too. I don't know. It's just the insurance is a scam, 100%. And who runs insurance companies? I'm not sure. I am sure. There's a pig over here looking at me. So I'm sitting here in a rented car. That's weird. In the parking lot for a grocery store, I guess. I don't know. I gotta get off here. I gotta get here in the store and buy some food for the week. I shut the truck off and he moved. Or the car, I mean. No, he's just kind of sitting there. It's all about enriching big corporate America, including the federal government. But I got to roll. I hope you all have a better day than I have. So Jake, Nick, Sam, hope you guys are having a good day. I've had a really shitty week. A really shitty week. I'm not going to begin to go into it. It's been very. It has been one of the. It's been very, very shitty. It's only getting shittier. Um, as much as I don't want to, I have to take care of it soon. And that's just a roll of the dice too. I don't know. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe. Peace.